Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Let's take a look at using Genmoji on your Mac. So with the release of macOS 15.3, you can now create Genmoji characters on your Mac. Previously, this was available in version 18.2 of iOS and iPadOS 18.2 as well. So keep in mind that Genmoji is part of Apple Intelligence, so your Mac has to fit the requirements. Check this page if you can't find Genmoji on your Mac. So with Genmoji, you've got the ability to create characters that look kind of like emoji characters, little faces, people, or objects. But in fact, they are regular images, just created in this style. In addition to being able to create those, a lot of apps support having inline images, so they appear as characters in text, even though they're not regular characters like letters, numbers, and regular emoji characters. So for instance, the Messages app is the primary one that supports Genmoji. Let's take a look at using Genmoji there first. So here I am in Messages, and I want to type a Genmoji character. I could normally click here and it will bring up the emoji and special character viewer. I can also use keyboard shortcuts like Control, Command, and Space, or the FN or globe key and E, and it will bring up this interface. I can now type to search for an emoji character, but with macOS 15.3, this changes to describe an emoji rather than search for one. So I could still search for an existing one. For instance, if I wanted to find a happy face emoji, I can search for happy and it will show me those. But let's say I search for something and it's not there. So you can see I'm looking for a submarine emoji character. There isn't one. So instead I'm going to get no results and this button here to create a new emoji. I can click here. I also can click this button here, which shows an emoji character and a little plus symbol. I could do that even if there are results. So if I search for something like this, and I'm just not happy with the standard emoji character, I can still click here to create a new one. I'll do that right here, and it's going to give me a little welcome screen the first time I use Genmoji. Now it's going to try to generate an emoji-looking character based on the description here. So here it gives me an option and it starts generating other options as well. I can click this little arrow here to go see some of these other options. If I like one of these, I can click Add and it will add it there as an emoji character. So this now can be sent in a message, or I can continue to add some text. And you can see in Messages, it has the standard functionality that emoji by itself will appear large, but an emoji with some text will appear in line with the text like this. Now note that it saves this emoji character. So if I go and try to type one again, you can see it's listed here in my recents. This little clock here means I'm looking at recents. But also, if I search, I'll find standard emoji characters and my own Genmoji characters. By the way, if you find this video is valuable, consider joining the more than 2,000 others that support MACMOST at Patreon. You get exclusive content, course discounts, and more. You could read about it at macmost.com/Patreon. Now note that you can also edit the description. So I'm going to try for a submarine again, and I'll click Create a New Emoji and then see what it comes up with. So it's going to start generating ones, but I can edit this here at the bottom. So let me add a little more to the description. And you can see now it's changed, but it's showing me based on that description. Now there are basically three types of emoji characters. There are objects, there are these yellow faces, and also there are little people. So you can create all three of these kinds of things. So to get a face or a person, usually you just describe something that would be a face or a person. So you can do something like this, and you can see you get a bunch of faces here. You can make sure you only get faces by just adding the word face there. But let's say none of these kind of fit what you want. Now you can go and have it generate Genmoji. I could also, instead of having it be a face, show a person. So usually you see, say, a person from the shoulders up. So let's go and change face to person. Now up here, it's going to ask you to choose a person. It's going to use people from your photos. So it's going to choose me, because previously I used Image Playground and I selected myself as the main person. But I could select Choose Person here. And I could choose a person, but I could also choose an emoji look. And then I can pick a skin tone and a general appearance here like this. And done. And you could see it's going to make a person that fits this description. So I don't know if it's really capturing what I want here. Maybe I will give it a little bit more direction. And, maybe I like this one here. So I can add this one and it appears just as a regular emoji character. One of the main reasons you might want to use Genmoji, though, is the ability to incorporate yourself or somebody else in your photos collection into an emoji character. So, for instance, I can go to generate one and I could say backpacker, but I can change this to choose a person, and I'll choose myself from my photos collection, and there I am. Now I have something I can send over a message whenever I want to tell somebody that I'm going hiking. Now this works in more apps than just messages, of course. So here I am typing a mail, and there's a similar buttoning here for emoji characters, but you can also use the keyboard shortcut. I'll do that. And you can see I get the same button here to the right, or if I just type something, notice I can also choose one of the ones I previously created. So this is the one I just made before, and it puts it in. So I can do it in Mail as well, and it appears as a character in line with the text. Some other apps will allow you to use it too. Here I am in Notes. Let's have it generate one here, and I'll have it create a new emoji. Here we go. And I'll add this one there. So you can see it works in Notes pretty well. In Pages, Numbers, and Keynote, though, it doesn't come up. You can't generate Genmoji there, but you could still use them. So if I go back to my note here and I copy this Genmoji from the note and I paste it in here, it's going to paste it in, but as an image. Let's talk about maintenance for a second here. Let's say that you're using your emoji in Special Character Viewer and you see your Genmoji in there. The list here is recent. You can see what's selected here is a little clock. That's recent. It actually saves the Genmoji characters in stickers. Stickers have existed for a while. They're basically emoji created out of photos. So that's not new, but they laid the groundwork for having Genmoji by having inline images in things like messages and other text. So they're basically treated as stickers. If I look here, I see some stickers that I created, but also some Genmoji. You may actually already have had Genmoji in here because if you created them, say on your iPhone or iPad previously, then they would sync over iCloud to your Mac. If I want to get rid of one, like say this telescope here, I can control click, right click, or two finger click on it. And you could see I could delete right here. New emoji will actually bring back Genmoji with the description of this telescope and allow you to generate a new one using that text. Also note that if you just move your pointer over one of these, it actually brings up the terms that you used to generate it. And those are the same terms that are used when you use this field to search. So if you have a lot of them, you can search for them using the terms you originally used. If you get a Genmoji from somebody else, like here is one sent from my real account to this demo account, I can control click, right click, or two finger click on this and go to emoji details. And it will bring it up, say it's a sticker, but I can click save. And now when I use the emoji in Special Character Viewer, notice I have it here. Outside of using these in messages, I think they could be really useful in presentations because of their nature of just being an object with a transparent background. So I'm going to copy this little wombat here and go into Keynote and paste. And I'm going to get this image here, which now I can easily use in a presentation without it having to be like this rectangular image with a background and everything. So some things about Genmoji is you're not going to be able to use certain keywords to create Genmoji. Certain things are going to be restricted, as you can imagine Apple doesn't want to necessarily help you generate those. Also, if somebody's using an older Apple device or an Android device or Windows device that doesn't have the ability to have inline images like that, then they will still get it, but they'll get it as just a regular image attachment to the message. So using Genmoji can be useful in certain circumstances, but also maybe just adding a bit of fun to your communication. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.